Scott Pilgrim anime. Is it even an anime? Actually it is, but it is not, because it is a Japanese animation made by a Japanese studio, and it has Japanese opening, but the rest of the show is in English, if you don't watch the Japanese dub, of course. And I do recommend watching the original English voice because it is a better one. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off is one of the better shows to air this season, and I would say even this whole year. It was very welcome to see something I didn't even know was coming or ever dived into before being this good. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off is an anime based on a comic book, a Canadian comic book, based here on Toronto. Yeah, the same city that Drake talks about. So how did a comic book get a quote-unquote anime? Well, I really don't know. Now, Scott Pilgrim is a quite controversial series, at least here in Canada. You'll hear people talk about how Scott Pilgrim is one of the worst things to ever exist, and I'm obviously talking about the people who read the comic or watched the 2010 movie. And well, it's reasonably controversial for a lot of different things, which I'm not gonna go over fully, but long story short, it's mostly kind of fucked up shit. And the movie I talked about was actually a flop in the theaters, but later on got popular thanks to the memes. And I think right now it's gaining popularity again after the anime dropped. And I'm surprised they even released an anime because I never expected Scott Pilgrim to be a series that'll get multiple adaptations because it's such a weird and niche show that has a cult following but no mainstream appeal. So for them to make a fully blown Netflix exclusive anime must mean that it was having at least some sort of profit rate. Realistically, I don't know, but I'm glad we got this anime anyway. First of all, let's talk about the animation. The animation is done by Science Saru Studios. When I first heard that name, I thought it was a new studio because this was the first time I'm hearing about them, and yeah, that was just me being ignorant. They have such a stacked and odd catalog at the same time because they're a studio that has animated stuff like Adventure Time, Devilman Crybaby, Crayon Shin-Chan movie, and at the same time, they have also very underground animations that barely has 50 reviews. But whatever the case that may be, all I can say is they cooked on this one. The animation quality is superb. Everything on screen is an eye candy. There are some fight scenes here and there, and it really captures that comic book vibe that's different from a manga, and they're not trying to make it anime coded in any way and sticks to the style that Scott Pilgrim is intended to be. And a lot of times you lose the charm when you translate it to another medium, but here it's made beautifully. Now, I may be saying stupid shit, but all you have to understand is that you will ejaculate. Now, why is this an anime and not just another Western cartoon? Now, Chief, don't ask me. I'm not the one who's marketing this as a Scott Pilgrim anime. It's Netflix, and to be fair, there are a couple of things that makes this closer to an anime than to a cartoon, but it's a whatever situation. So let's talk about it. The first thing is obviously it's made by a Japanese studio, and I did see a lot of Japanese names on the credit screen, so I assume a lot of Japanese people worked on this. Well, just like an anime. The second thing is the opening. It is in Japanese. It's funny because I thought the entire thing was going to be in Japanese after the opening finished, but I was betrayed. Third one is the episode structure, and I will talk about it in a bit. So before that, let's talk about the voice actors, because I was quite surprised to see Captain America and Captain Marvel on here, but apparently they're also in the movie, so that explains it. Actually, everyone in the movie voiced in this anime, which is quite cool, I guess, and all I can say is that everyone performed in this anime really well. So now let's talk about the story. Story-wise, Scott Pilgrim is about this unemployed teenager who lives with his gay best friend temporarily. Scott is also a bassist in his band Sex Babam, which is a band according to all the members themselves sucks. But anyway, Scott one day sees a girl in his dreams and says, "I need her." And he went out to find her, which didn't take long. They meet at a friend's party and decide to go on a date. Scott then invites her to one of his concerts, and out of thin air, an Indian man appears and punches Scott and kills him. At least that's what everyone thought, and apparently the man who punched him was ex of Ramona Flowers, the girl Scott just started dating. Ramona Flowers apparently has 7 evil exes who made an organization to take down whoever is going to date Ramona next. And I'll stop stop it right there because I'd be spoiling if I say even more. Story-wise, Scott Pilgrim is pretty unique and it's executed pretty well, and it's also pretty short. It's only 8 episodes, and another surprising thing was that when I saw 8 episodes on Netflix, I thought it was going to be 1 hour long episodes, but it's not. They're following the standard anime length of 23 to 24 minute episodes, which makes the entire anime very shorter than some of the shortest animes I've ever watched. Because the standard is a 12 or 24 episodes, and when it's on Netflix I've seen them make longer 1 hour episodes, it's surprising to see normal 23 8-minute episodes that could have been a movie. And I'm glad it's really short. You can watch it pretty quickly and you can enjoy it in a really short amount of time. I actually binged it in like 2 days, and yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. Now, talking a little bit about why the show is controversial, and one of the biggest one is Scott was dating a 17-year-old before meeting Ramona, and now that's pretty fucked up, but it's just mentioned for that controversial tag, I'm pretty sure, because apart from just mentioning that they held hands once, it's not mentioned anymore. Now, I'm not defending this, and this was obviously very unnecessary, and I think it's safe to say Scott is like Dream, but not as terrible. Apparently, the movie was worse in terms of the weird shit they pulled, like one of the breakups was handled quite horribly, but thankfully the anime changed all that and made it much more bearable. I really enjoyed the show. I would say definitely watch it. It's a really short watch, so probably anyone can finish it pretty quickly. And if you're still asking how good it is, after watching the show, one of my friends went ahead and watched the movie because he liked the show that much. And he said the movie wasn't as good as the anime though. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching this video. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you liked my content, and I'll see you hurricane